Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick and thank you for clicking on this video for our Sunday weekly chat. Hope your week has gone well. Mine's gone sort of okay. A few points I want to cover with you as per always. So yesterday, if you watch a lot of the videos or just clicked on the channel yesterday, you'll notice I put up quite an experimental video to see what people thought, to gauge some sort of reaction. And it was basically rapid YouTube channel growth. Do you have to be a knobhead? Essentially, is the only way of growing on YouTube to be crass, to be loud, just cover the obvious, be stupid and all that sort of stuff? And it's not something I really intended to do. I just wanted to get a bit of a rough idea what everyone thought. So don't worry yourselves, sorry if I scared you. The channel is going to stay essentially the same. I've never sell out, anything like that. Of course I want to cover what's popular, but not for the sake of changing channel directly, because we all want to grow, all YouTubers, but there are sort of like limits. You've got certain principles, because this channel basically come out of my own stress, and you can release stress through playing games, most particular retro games, which bring up images of your childhood, which you feel relaxed with, bring back happy memories there, and basically talking things over so people going through things will be okay, rather than me jumping all over the place, although there might be the occasional video about that as well. So that's not going to change, that's always going to stay the same regardless of how many views the channel gets. But at the same time, if you want to grow this thing to make it a full-time concern, you do have to look at what the top people are doing, loosely, and see what's happening, see if you can integrate any of that sort of stuff into the channel. Now, the overwhelming response to that video was pretty much similar. You watch this channel because it's nice and relaxed, it's honest, so thank you for saying that to me. There's no pretense there, and you know, I tell you what's going on in my life, and sometimes you tell me, although you don't always need to, but it's good to hear those things. There's a lot of stress out there and an anxiety. A lot of people do suffer it to some form. I think most people, to be honest with you, and then some people suffer from it really a lot. I get my very high highs and very low lows. You might be similar. You might have it every so often in your life, or time in your life when you had it, but you haven't got it now. So essentially, despite all those things, it's all about trying to increase traffic onto the site. Now, there's a YouTube algorithm, if you didn't know. Sometimes it likes channels, sometimes it doesn't, and it all depends whether how far it pushes you up in search, whether you're on the home page for people, if they've looked at similar videos, for keywords, all those sort of things. Now, every channel seems to be a bit different, how much the YouTube algorithm likes you. So you might see a channel where you don't think it's very good and they're putting up rubbish all the time, but it's getting lots and lots of views. The reason behind that is because the YouTube algorithm, for whatever reason, likes them more than some other channels. So you can't really compare yourself like to any other channels, because you don't know how the YouTube algorithm's looking at them. So I think you just got to try and produce the best videos that you can and try and get better month on month. Otherwise, you're going to eat yourself up just even thinking about it. Because every time you put up a video, as I say, that you get stats back, and I do quite often compare the stats as much as I can, or predict with other channels to try and see what they're doing that I'm not doing, but you've got to keep true to yourself, and that's that. So it's taken me about 4 or 5 years to actually realise this, but there we go, it's all like a learning thing. The algorithm seems to like controversy as well, and I'm not 100% confident with those sort of videos. I did an experiment one as well, as occasionally we will do experimental videos, because any channel looking to grow should at least try those to see what happens. And I spoke about the Atari VCS on a couple of times. Lots of controversy was on those videos. It made more ad revenue than everything else put together for the month. Do I want to do them again? Well, not really, because it's like selling out. I could do something controversial each time, but I don't want to. The most controversial channel on YouTube has been banned. You might be aware of Alex Jones, and that isn't Alex Jones off The One Show. Google him if you want to find out a bit more about that. So, through that video, there's quite a lot of comments there. As I say, they're all very similar, why you watch the videos and stuff, but just to clarify, it's not going to fundamentally change in any way. I say, occasionally experimental video. I might do videos about retro films I like, if we can crowbar that in. But through that, there's a lot of other good comments as well. So thank you. One of the comments was, I'm limiting myself by the amount of systems I cover. Well, there's only, that's a good point. There's only a certain number of videos I can put up in each week or each month. any YouTuber would say that with the upload time. We currently cover 5 systems. The ZX Spectrum, the Atari 2600, Commodore 64, Commodore Amiga, the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on where you are in the world. Now, I like to aim to put at least 2 videos up if I can of each of those systems, and that's probably my limit of what I can actually do. If I try to introduce things like the BBC Micro, the Sega Game Gear on a regular basis, I just wouldn't be able to do these sort of videos. And I think these videos where I'm talking to you and you're talking to me gets the backbone of the channel. It didn't used to be the case, but curiously enough, and I'm quite touched there, these videos where I'm talking, especially when I'm just walking around a field, just spouting stuff at the top of my head, seem to be more popular in the algorithm and with you than actually the gameplay videos. But the whole purpose of the channel is to look at retro games, so that will always be there, and we'll try and add these on the top as well if I find anything relevant. And it's got to be relevant. I don't want to come up with loads of stuff where I don't know. Oh, light bulbs going again. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not going to get everything 100% correct. It's not that sort of a channel, but you know, you want to keep it like you're talking to a friend in the pub. Excellent. Right, another message that come there that if I reviewed more PlayStation 4 games or more modern day games, I would get more views. Well, I went through a process of doing that, and that wasn't quite the case. They ended up having less views than the retro games. And the problem is, because YouTube as a whole probably has more views for the PlayStation 4 modern day gaming, because there's more people doing those, then, you know what I mean, supply and demand, it's the viewership is spread, so it's very hard to break in there. They did get some views, but not as much as the retro stuff, and I want to keep to retro if possible, but it would be good to come back to PlayStation 4 at some stage. That was a good point, well made, but I don't think we can cover any more systems. We'll throw in the occasional PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, but we'll keep to the core, because the idea is I want to build up sort of like a catalogue on these systems, and if you did lots and lots of systems, it might be that someone could look at a BBC Micro game and thought, yeah, good, Nick's covering BBC Micro stuff, subscribe, and then another video that don't go up for 3 weeks. I don't want that. I want to build up a sort of like thing, and I can't do about 10 videos a day there. I don't think you'd want that, really. Now, yeah, so I'm not going to sell out. It's a bit like a vegetarian restaurant. I thought, oh, we're not doing very well. Should we start selling meat? No, we're not going to sell meat. Keep true to what you are. Now, what keeps me going is I don't need to make millions and billions doing this. I just need to make enough to survive, which, to be honest with you, I'm quite a modest bloke, isn't really a great deal of money. Now, I've put this stat to you. When you look at the top people, you've got PewDiePie, Logan Paul, KSI. So just for example, I don't know exactly how much they earn each year, but say an estimate that they make $10 million or pounds, say for just being loud and crass and all that sort of stuff, which I'm not going to be. Now, if I wanted to make earnings, say, of 20,000, not 10 million, 20,000 a year, then I only need to be as popular as them to the tune of 0.2%. So let's get this straight. I don't need to be as good as them. I don't need to be 1% as good as them. I only need, as popular as them, let's say, I only need to be 0.2% as popular as them. Now that sort of stat blows my mind. I'm a big stat person, so I'm not going to. I'm never going to go full-blown knobhead, loudmouth, stupid person. It's just not in me. But 0.2%, there are certain videos I can maybe add in if I get the time. So that's essentially where we are. Now, I'm in a bit of a tricky dilemma at the moment, which is a good dilemma. Earnings into the channel, I'll let you know all the ways it comes through. So there's YouTube revenue, which is quite low. Patreon, so thank you to everyone that's sponsoring me through Patreon. That is a help, so thank you. And also the people that have used the PayPal, they're giving. If you're unaware of that, there's an icon on my main site. It's a white icon with a P there, blue P. And you could do one-off things. So if you don't want to do a continuous thing with Patreon and you like a particular video or like the direction it's going in, you can donate $1 or £2, £1 or £2 or whatever you are from the world. And also as well, it gives you an automatic shout out each month. We might be on the Patreon site and on PayPal as well, having a look at that as well. Maybe on the Patreon site mainly we'll go into tiers for other things, but I need to have a think about that as well. If you do use the PayPal one-off thing, do put a message on there whether you want to shout out or not, because not everyone does. Quite a few people on there don't for whatever reason want to stay anonymous. So the tricky position I'm in. So avenues coming from, revenues coming from PayPal, Patreon, YouTube, and another source. Now, all of those things added together, the other source is the largest one. all those things added together, I am clearing my rent. It's a very, very, very precarious position. I can't treat myself to anything. I have to be very careful with the money, but I am clearing my rent. Now let's get a hang of this now. Wow, by doing YouTube, Nick's clearing his rent. What a great start. First month of the full-time trial expanding quite big. Second one leveled off a little bit, and third off it's leveled off even more. So it's like that sort of graph. I need to think of other stuff to do. So I'm in a quandary now what to do next with the channel. Should we take a risk? Because either way, work is too much travelling. So I need to find something. Should I take some more time out and look at work and just keep doing this and look for local work for the time? I don't think it'll take me too long to get that. Or yeah, so that's my quandary at the moment. I've still got my thinking cap on. So just to cover then, hopefully I've the people that are a little bit worried, hopefully I've calmed you down a bit really. So this video is about the algorithm randomness, trying to increase the channel but not expense the content or my own integrity, and not annoying you, the loyal people that watch these videos and comment on the videos. I might get a new light bulb at some point, maybe. So thank you very much there. So 0.2%, that's what we're aiming for. So that's quite a low bar, isn't it? So hopefully I've addressed the balance. If you've got any comments about this videos or anything what you think, the next video will be up quite shortly, probably Monday. We'll look at a few. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.